Last week, I had an extraordinary reminder of the power of presence with no agenda. And I want to share my experience as just an opportunity for us to reflect and consider how we show up in the playroom and in our clinical work. So, I have a step grandmother who has dementia. And sometimes she remembers me, sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she asks me questions, and we've just discussed those answers, 5 minutes prior. But when I can see her, I take the time to see her. And last week, I had the privilege of spending time with her. Now, one of the things that I know about her is that she loves nature. She always has loved nature. But she lives in a rehabilitation center, and there's not a lot of nature happening inside the rehabilitation center. So when I went to visit her, I took her in her wheelchair out to a corner of a parking lot, and I positioned her wheelchair in such a way where she was staring out into the woods. And what was really quite lovely about this particular place that we were in together was that you really didn't even have the sense that there was even a parking lot behind us. It really just felt like we were enveloped in the woods. And what I saw emerge in her was an awe. For an hour, we sat looking at the leaves, sometimes talking about how the light was moving through the trees. Sometimes we would sit quietly and listen to the different sounds. We would comment on even the different types of grass that we could see. And we were just incredibly present in such a simple way with the experience. Now, the next day, I came back and I took her to the same spot, and she had no recollection that we had just been there the day before. And once again, for that hour, we sat in awe, looking at the same leaves that we had just looked at yesterday, but to her, she had never seen them before. Today it was a new leaf. Today it was a new sound. Today it was new light. Today it was new flowers and grass and a new time being with me. And it really helped me pause and think about how often we go into our clinical work with an agenda, or how easy it is to move into a session making assumptions that we know what something is because the client played with that thing the last time they were in there. So we already know what it is. That's what the mind tells us. Or the mind tells us we know where they're going in the play. We know what this is all about. But what if we actually don't? What if it's a new day in the forest? What if the miniature is the same leaf looked at in a new way? What if the sand tray is a new experience of staring at the dirt, at the grass? But again, today, not last week, not a month before, but today. And I think it's such an important reminder for us about the power of presence and letting go of agenda and opening up to the possibility that every time we connect with our clients, and let's just zoom this out to any human being, it's a new experience. It's new for us, it's new for them. And can we be present and connected with ourselves and them enough to just allow the unfolding of what is trying to emerge in those moments? That's the message that I want to share. And what's so extraordinary is that it came from an experience with someone with dementia. We often look at dementia as a bad thing. It gets labeled and discussed sometimes in really challenging ways. But I'm going to offer that maybe there's something quite beautiful about dementia in that it forces an individual to be locked into the present moment And what a gift, an extraordinary gift that we can all learn so that we can take that understanding into our clinical work. So next time you go into your session, how about it's a new day, it's a new forest, it's a new leaf, it's a new light, it's new grass, it's new flowers.